These are white people in Tshwane, without qualifications. Without qualifications. One person after another. One person after another. Employed in Soli's office without qualifications. No media has ever called for Soli's head. Because he's DA. Imagine if that was an EFF mayor hiring unqualified people one after another. This hypocrisy we are observing in this country. If you are DA, you can run away with murder. It's allowed. It's not going to be tolerated. You replace another disqualified person with another disqualified person. The only qualification is God is that he's a bodybuilder. We're not looking for muscles here, man. We're looking for brains. And you have to produce some proof that you've got a way of using your brain, not carrying weights. I don't know if Soli likes them with muscles, but we are not in that business of liking people with muscles. We are looking for brains here. So we cannot fold our arms. No one says, no, Soli must be dealt with for that. Also on Soli, this tender they are talking about, he knew about it. He knew about it, did nothing about it. Did nothing about it. Why now? Because the White Caucus saw an opportunity to get back to the CM for having exposed the unqualified people. That CM must also be professional. I saw him issuing statements, competing with politicians on Twitter and all that. He must know who he is. He must relax and subject himself to the process. We're not going to be competing with administrators here. But we're not going to allow politicians to run away with murder using administrators. So he must take responsibility. And the only way of taking responsibility, the best he can do is to resign and decline the candidature of Gauteng, because he has demonstrated that he has got no capacity. And let the DA subject him to a political school, leadership training, before they can even field him as a premier candidate of Gauteng. It doesn't mean we don't have differences with Mashaba. We are working together, we are in the same municipality. From time to time we'll disagree. We disagree sharply with him. You know Mashaba is a pure capitalist ideological. He is for capitalism. So ideologically we are completely different. But Mashaba appreciates that in a coalition you need to navigate through. Now, let me make one point clear. Coalitions can work. It is possible for coalitions to work. It is the problem with the DA arrogance. The same thing with the ANC. The same thing with the ANC. Why would the ANC make Lungisa available? Legally, Lungisa, there's nothing wrong with him. But why would you make such a person available for MMC position because you know he's going to attract controversy? That is another sign of arrogance from the ANC. Why do that? Why is Lungisa, if he loves his party and loves the people of Nelson Mandela, accepting to be an MMC? Because it starts with you and your conscience. A comrade with a clear conscience will say, guys, I don't think I must avail myself. Let me clear this thing. Once I'm cleared, you can deploy me anyway. That is the love for your municipality. That is the love for your organization. That is the love for your country. Why do you want to serve? It doesn't mean you are guilty. You have appealed. Why are you serving knowingly that this is going to attract negativity for my party, for myself and my family? His children, his wife, and everybody else must now be answering why him, including us. We're answering for Lungisa now. He should have saved everybody by declining. For you to be leadership, Lungisa, you don't have to be in office. You can get some amongst your people to be in that office, and you continue to advise them from behind. I don't know why this new dawn allows that. I don't know why people like Zizi Godwa and them allow that. Why can't they say, please, Andy, wait a bit. We are in a process of self-correction. And self-correction means, amongst other things, when you are confronted with serious allegations on your own, you pull out and say, let me go and clear my name. And when he comes back, that position will still be there. We're not saying he must resign as a councillor. We're saying let him not take such a huge responsibility because it has got a potential to attract negativity for everybody. But who are you talking about? The arrogant bastards of the ANC who don't take advice, who behave like they are in charge, even when they are not in charge. They don't know when to let go and accept that, you know what, let's go and regroup. It can't be business as usual. Let's see what they will give us in Tswana. If they don't have anything, they must forget. There is some young man in the DA there who's very good. I'm watching equally to see if they will bring him forward. If they bring that one, we'll give it to them. We can't mention it. They have to decide who amongst them. But we're ready to give it to the DA again in turn. But let them bring a credible person who will not be scared of the white caucus of the DA, who will remind the white caucus of the DA in turn, hey, we are not a government who are holding this thing on behalf of so many parties. Please stop your arrogance. We want someone in turn who's able to say to the white caucus, you stop there. Because that which you are asking me, even yourself can't deliver it. You know that we are not alone in this thing. We are not getting any metro. We are going to govern metros after 2019. We don't want MMC. We don't want anything. We are fine. You can see we are cruising nicely here. We have no headache of anything. We are running systems. All we are doing now is pushing policy. We are passing laws which are preparing for, we are passing laws as part of preparing to take over next year. So that when we come into power, the laws are favorable. We can expropriate land without compensation, without depending on any party. Reserve Bank will be all state-owned. We'll have a state-owned bank. We'll have free education. You can see we're pushing policy now. So that when we come in, we settle nicely and start with implementation of a friendly policy. That's what we're doing, preparation. You can't go and just take over government without preparing. Why? Because we're not suffering from uncontrollable ambition for power. It takes time. We're building it ground up and gradually. We're still at the foundation level. We're building a solid foundation. The things that these people are doing, including the DA, you can see, they were not prepared for government. How do you expel a person without a process in Nelson Mandela? And you call them Democratic Alliance. We had a similar problem here in Mogale City. They didn't vote according to the mandate of the party. It took us, how many months, SG?
4 to 6 months.
6 months processing them. We still had to give them a letter, tell us why we shouldn't suspend you. They responded, then we suspended them. Then we took them to the DC. Then they said they were sick, they can't attend on this day. That painful process, the so-called Democratic Alliance has got no patience for such. And it is still a loving and the dulling of those who control the media. That is the most undemocratic thing. Imagine if it was done in the EFF DP. Malema the dictator. Imagine if in the EFF we had written a letter, hey, remove that fool immediately from the chamber. Malema the dictator. That was going to be the headline. But because it is done by whites, and whites in the eyes of those who control the media in South Africa can never do anything wrong, they will never be called dictators. They can do as they wish in South Africa. They will never be called dictators. Imagine if it was the EFF person refusing to vacate office. All types of names will be given to that person. Why is Trollip crying for position? He's literally crying as if he was born to be a mayor. Snap elections.